Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what's being whispered around the NFL circles right now could have huge implications for the Steelers' defense and their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. Rumors are swirling that Pittsburgh is eyeing a major upgrade on their defensive line, specifically targeting Darren Payne from the Washington Commanders. This isn't just some speculative chatter. Insiders are suggesting that the Steelers might be willing to trade a third-round pick along with a rotational defensive tackle to bring Payne into the Steel City. And let's be honest, that would be a game-changer, especially considering how the team has been shaping up defensively this season. Now, if you've been following the Steelers, you know that the defensive line has been a bit of a mixed bag this year. With Cameron Hayward anchoring the line and delivering solid production, he's had 6.5 sacks so far in 2025, and earned a PFF grade of 87. There's still a feeling that the unit could use an extra punch to really elevate the pass rush and run defense. The potential addition of Darren Payne could do exactly that. Payne, at only 28 years old, is a proven impact player, and he's been consistent in his performance for the Commanders. Let's dig into what makes Payne such an intriguing fit for the Steelers. Over the course of his career, which now spans 110 games, Payne has amassed an impressive 5 sacks along with 300 tackles. He's also shown he can disrupt plays in the backfield with 12 tackles for loss this season alone. His ability to generate pressure is top tier, posting a pressure rate of 0.35 per snap, making him a nightmare for quarterbacks. And he's also good at forcing turnovers with 3 forced fumbles this year. Despite suffering a hip injury in Week 3, Payne has managed to play through it, missing no games, which speaks to his resilience and durability. What sets Payne apart is not just his sack numbers, but his overall impact on the game. His run defense grade from PFF is an eye-popping 88.6, placing him among the top 5 defensive tackles in the league. He's excellent at setting the edge and stopping the run, which is crucial in today's NFL where offenses are constantly shifting gears. His bull rush power with a 78% win rate allows him to push through blockers and create pressure in the pocket. The numbers back this up. His EPA per run stop is plus 0.19, and he's allowed an interior YAC, yards after contact, of just 2.4 yards, showcasing his ability to limit yards after contact. Now, let's look at the context. The Commanders are currently 5'8" and seem to be in full tank mode with quarterback Daniel Jones, who has a QBR of 75.3, leading the offense. The team is also facing cap crunch issues, with about $20 million in cap space, but prioritizing around $14 million for their secondary. They're also allowing nearly 29 points per game, which is a sign that their defense needs a serious shake-up. For the Steelers, with around $22 million in cap space, this could be a win-win scenario. Pittsburgh has a history of making smart moves in the trenches, and bringing Payne in would be an immediate upgrade on their interior line. The impact of adding Payne to the Steelers' defense could be massive. When you pair him with Cameron Hayward, you're creating a nightmare scenario for opposing offenses. The projection is that the Steelers' front would jump from around 32 run stops to an estimated 45, an increase of plus 16%. That's a significant boost that can turn games around by shutting down the run and forcing teams into more predictable passing situations. It's reminiscent of the good old days in the 2010s when Pittsburgh's defense was dominant because of their relentless pass rush and stout run defense. This move could also dramatically improve their run defense EPA, increasing it by around 16%. For context, last season's Rams with Aaron Donald added plus 120 yards stuffed in key moments, making it clear how impactful interior pressure can be. Opponents' yards per carry could drop from 4.3 to 3.5, and their pass rush would see a plus 12% increase in pressure. These are the kind of numbers that get a team's Super Bowl odds moving from plus 1,200 all the way down to plus 600, with an 11% increase in playoff success probability. Payne's presence would be a serious X factor, especially against mobile quarterbacks, which has been a challenge for Pittsburgh this year. Now let's talk about the fit. Payne's power in the bull rush, winning 78% of his matchups, would perfectly complement the Steelers' aggressive style. With Keanu Benton, who's been graded at 84.5 by PFF, adding Payne would essentially transform the interior line into a steel wall similar to the dominant defenses from the 2010s. The Steelers have been trying to build a relentless, physically imposing front, and Payne would be the crown jewel of that effort. Overall, this potential trade signals a clear shift in Pittsburgh's defensive strategy. It's about establishing dominance up front, controlling the line of scrimmage, and setting the tone for the entire defense. With Payne's ability to disrupt both the run and pass, he's exactly the kind of player that could help Pittsburgh not only contend for the AFC North, but also make a serious run in the playoffs, and possibly the Super Bowl. The AFC North is fiercely competitive, with teams like the Ravens and Bengals always lurking, but adding a player like Payne could be the piece that tips the scales in favor of the Steelers. And let's not forget, the Steelers have a history of making savvy moves in the trenches. Think of the legendary Lawrence Timmons or the relentless James Harrison. Payne could be the next chapter in that storied tradition of dominating interior defensive linemen. His impact would be felt immediately, and it would send a message to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh isn't messing around. They're serious about reclaiming their spot at the top of the AFC and making a deep postseason run. Of course, nothing is certain until the trade actually happens, and there are always questions about cap hits and roster logistics. But the signs are clear. The Steelers are looking to reinforce their defense, and Darren Payne is a prime target. If they pull it off, it could be one of the most impactful moves of the season, setting the stage for a potential Steelers resurgence and ultimately another shot at the Lombardi Trophy. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Steelers fans, what do you think? Is Payne the missing piece that takes this defense to the next level? Do you believe this move can help Pittsburgh contend for a deep playoff run and maybe even bring home another Super Bowl? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below and let's keep the Steelers' spirit alive. Remember, the offseason is when moves are made, and this could be one that defines the future of the franchise. Keep your eyes on the news, because if this trade happens, it's going to be a game changer for the Steelers and the AFC North as a whole. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.